Bless all the paths our feet walk to be free. Bless all the paths our feet walk to be free.
You can never be the know-it-all of anything. So feel good about that. You are not a know-it-all after all. And ignorance is neither bad nor good, is it? Once again, it's what do we do with it? Our life, basically, is just the best guess. Our choices are kind of the best guess. According to experts, we are wrong or partially wrong. You're not going to want to hear this. 70% of the time. 70% of the time. Our lives are a continuous series of mistakes and errors. You know that saying, 1 step forward, 2 steps back? It's true. We thought it was a joke. Our lives are a series of ups and downs, of failures and triumphs, and the more we go through life, if we pay attention, the more we know, the less mistakes that we make. But you remember, you're not a know-it-all, so you'll never make no mistakes. We will always be making mistakes. And so the news that we didn't really want to hear today is that we are naturally lazy, greedy, ambitious, selfish, impatient, vain, and ignorant. Just breathe. Get it out. Get it over with. And then we have this desire to be happy. Remember that desire to be happy? We have a desire to be happy, which is safe and secure and comfortable and loved and respected and fulfilled. And here is our dangerous recipe for life. All of what we are wanting to get here. Now you notice the B is missing. Because B is how we get there. How do we take all of that and get here? That's what our whole life journey is really about. How do we overcome the ego and all the stuff and get to this place of love and peace and grace and fulfillment in our life? This is the journey, but B is missing, because B is really the journey. This is the two factors we work in between. So, going from A to C, B happens. And we soon learn that we can either earn C, we can deceive someone else to give it to us from what they've earned. We can mistakenly assume that we can take it. And when we take it, we can take it by force, or we can take it because we've convinced them to give it to us. Now, within these options, even within those options, there's a whole array of ways that we make life happen. Sometimes we take one way, sometimes we take another. I have taken all these ways. We have all taken all these ways. All in the name of getting our crap to happiness. And all along the way, particularly if you were raised in this country, all along the way, you have been cultured and theology into a thought that there is the possibility of getting something for nothing. The truth is, something for nothing doesn't exist. And believing that it does is the greatest way that we have fooled ourselves out of our experience here on earth. We have allowed ourselves sometimes to believe that we can get something for nothing. And the way we got fooled was our extreme desire for happiness. Humorist Arnold Glasgow says, expecting something for nothing is the most popular form of hope. Our desire for happiness can be a deadly invitation down a very dark road, because when our laziness and our desire for safety match up and are secured by a positive theology of happiness, lots of things naturally die. At first, what we might assume is that fear and uncertainty die. But the truth is something else dies. Our desire for life dies. Creativity dies. Fulfillment dies. Respect dies. Love dies. All of these die when we decide to live under the false formula of happiness that equals something for nothing. Because when you can get something for nothing, what do you have to do? Nothing. What has to happen new in the world? Nothing. What difference does anything make? Nothing. Now, you might be saying, oh yes, there is some things. I can think of them right now. My imagination comes from nothing. Love comes from nothing. Freedom comes from nothing. When we talk about the spiritual realm, we can really be fooled into thinking that lots of things come from nothing. And here is at the heart of our problem. Our confusion about the role of spirituality in our world. We want it to create magical events. That isn't why it's here. That isn't what it's about. But we have been cultured and we have been talked to in ways over time, particularly in Western culture, and it didn't start necessarily with Mary Baker Eddy and this culture. What it started with a lot was a combination of that and our imperialist thinking in our government. Now, I know, I'm not going to talk politics, but I'm saying we have a culture who has shown us over and over again, and in some way, you can get something for nothing. Now, we haven't looked at it closely, or we know that isn't true. Spirituality is here to assist us in elevating our humanity to greatness, not in creating magic for us. To give us hope and courage and strength and will and truth and enthusiasm. And yes, there might be things that we can't do, that we don't know about yet, that we can do, that we don't know about yet in that realm of becoming more enlightened or more spiritual. But until we have seen them concretely, I prefer to cook breakfast rather than just hope it shows up. We have come to count on this idea in some ways of something for nothing as a solution to the problems of our life. But what does it actually solve? It solves only one thing: our fear about our unhappiness. Our fear about our unhappiness is solved by our magical thinking of something for nothing as a solution. So, I guess it solves something temporarily. It can influence something within us. It's not so likely to magically influence anything out there. So when we wake up tomorrow morning, it's still all the same. And I just want to say this, and I want to say it because I feel like we have taken this idea of prosperity thinking and positive thinking to the detriment of our lives. And I know that most people in this room probably don't even want to go there. But I really want to say some things that I discovered when I was thinking about this. We say things are in divine order when they're really horrible looking. Everything is in some way divine. If there's anything else going on, it doesn't mean that because something's in divine order, that doesn't need to be tended to. Divine order is like a Band-Aid, but it's not stitches, and it's not medicine, and it's not a cast. It's a Band-Aid. And it does not let us off the hook for taking further action. It can strengthen us internally to know that we are the people who can do it. Remember that spiritual difference in how we see the world. And I remember when I remember being part of, a place where that was all encompassing. And when when I was in the chaplaincy program at Unity Village, and my chaplaincy mentors were all from other religions, although they loved a lot of what Unity said. They used to just say, that's Disneyland over there. And we have used all these ideas and thoughts to make a better world. And I believe that we have also gotten off track in what making a better world.
From Catholic saints to Hindu names, Buddhist chants and Zen refrains, bless all the paths